Alright. Let's see what's working. Okay, that's going good. Are you working good? I don't know. Let's see. Stop wiggling, please. Please stop. Please. Please stop. Okay. Show me potato salad. Alright, there we go. We're good. We are good. You can't see my head. If you guess you want to see my head, there it is. You can see my head now. Aren't you lucky? Good job, you. Alrighty. So, I still got a bunch of Tyranids to paint. Still not sure on the colors for them. Every time I paint one, I like it for like a day, and then I come back to it and I'm like, I hate this. So, you know, that's what keeps happening to me. So I'm going to instead work on the project I bought on a whim, which is the Star Wars Legion clone box. Not clone box, the starter box. This one, the 2-player starter set. You get some droids. You get some clones. You get some Rolly droids. And you get a clone motorcycle. And you get Mr. Hello There. And General Grievous, who's behind me and not sprayed. So I have all the clone troopers painted. That's incorrect. I have all the battle droids painted. So they're all ready to go, and I have one of the droid that gets painted. And then I have one unit of clone troopers painted. So this is what the first unit looks like. They're just done with black and some other like little contrast paints, and then some more details in there. And they're pretty sweet. So we're gonna work on painting the other units of these. Honestly, they paint extremely quick. So, yeah. Alright, so let's see what we got. I'm saying so a lot. Oh, my brain is a little goop from real life stuff and work stuff. So this is my break time. Break it down. Fuck, man, I'm beat. Oh, this is my try to relax my brain time before I get into more work. So we're gonna try and probably fail as I sit here and fidget with this glue and probably get it everywhere. Alrighty, so let's see what we got. We got a unit of Phase 1 clone troopers. This is a 4-man unit, and then you have a card option to add an extra guy. So like that's what the unit normally is. Then you can add an extra guy with a card, or you can add a guy with a big machine gun, or a guy with an even bigger machine gun. But it's a total of 7 models in the box, or the unit. But really, you're only going to probably be using 4 or 5 a pop. So, alright, so let's see what we got done so far. So this guy, he's looking super rough. Look how bad he looks. He is like 1 step into the process. So basically, all of these guys were primed, pseudo-venathol, whatever. Like Obi-Wan here, his lightsaber's busted, but I'm going to clip it off anyway, so what's the difference? They were all primed with Corex White, just a nice quick little prime to get some paint on there to get other paints to stick. I then dry brushed them white, which results in them in about this phase here. Just because I wanted some more whiter whites in them for when I apply contrast paint over it than what the Corex White was doing. So that's why I have these like white ghost stormtroopers, and that's the stage they're in. And this guy's on the next step where I start blocking in the black. After this, I'm going to go back, clean up the white anywhere there's too much, like on his face, how horrible that looks. That'll get fine cleaned up with white. And then it's going to get hit with our good friend Contrast Apothecary White. And then we'll do some cool little details on him. So let's go ahead and let's get some black on one of these guys, and then we'll clean one guy up and get him all the way through the process. They really don't take very long. Hello. Behold, a nicer looking clone trooper. One that's all done, minus his base. And another nicer looking clone trooper. Who's the boss? He's the clone boss. Why, hello there. There we go. Alright, so let's get some black blocked in on one of these guys. And I get black all down my finger, because good job me. Good, we're zoomed all the way out. And we're gonna... Yeah, we'll work on this running guy first. Boop, boop. Boo doo doo doo, boop, boo. Doo doo. Doo 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 doo. Alright, so... we do want to be as neat as possible. But being perfectly neat is not going to be viable. Being on camera and the fact that I'm not the neatest painter in the world, it's not going to happen. So we are going to have a go back and clean up the white lines phase and just make them more clean. So I already know that's going to happen, so if I make some mistakes, I'm not worried about it. So let's paint his ass. Yeah, just sort of slapping it on there. You could be using contrast paint for this step. Like Black Templar or something like that would work extremely well. And give you a little bit of definition down in these dark areas. But I don't have that. So, and I forgot to buy it when I was at the hobby shop. So we're just using pure black, and it's fine. Still look pretty good on the table. It just won't have as much definition in the dark areas, which is fine. I am trying to speed paint these guys a little bit because I do want to have the whole box done by this weekend. Maybe not base, but at least fully painted by the weekend, because I'm hoping to get a game in with them on Sunday when I stream usually single player games. I'm hoping to convince my husband to play with me on stream. We'll see how that goes. Might happen, might not, but we'll see. But I'm hoping. And then I'll be on Sunday. Worst case, I'll either do some more painting or maybe play some Warcry by myself. But hoping to try this out. The rules for this game are pretty cool from what I've been able to see. Of course, I haven't gotten to play it yet. From the outside, they seem pretty great. It seems like a a nice mix of other games. I think I probably talked about this last time I was painting these guys, but there's a bunch of neat rules carry over from there, from something like Warcry where you have 2 activations, and then something like Bolt Action where you have sort of these semi-random choices for who gets to go first. You know, like you have some control over it, but not absolute control. I think that's pretty cool. There's also like a neat bidding aspect with trying to figure out whose turn it is and stuff like that. And then there's some cool stuff to this game. It also seems pretty simple for a miniatures game. The only weird thing about it is the inclusion of proprietary dice. I'm not a big fan of that because I like to have my own custom cool dice. So proprietary dice is kind of meh. I mean, they're nice looking dice, don't get me wrong, but they're not. I'm not a fan of the concept of proprietary dice. Technically, I think you could probably use real dice with it and then figure out the percentages based on each roll, but yeah, it's a pain in the ass. So I just wish it used a standard D8 system like Burrs and Badgers or D6s like Warhammer. Alright. Some of the folds, like down there in the legs and all, they're a little too tight for me to get the brush in. So I'm going to have to hit those with the washes. I've had to do it on all the models so far. Basically, I can just try to like simulate that there's black under there using wash instead of being able to actually paint it in. Because if I paint it in, you know, the line is just way too tight. I'm just going to end up hitting everything around it way more than I really want to. So it ends up being okay that it's like a little bit more of like a shadow than, you know, a big thing. Man, I have no idea why I'm so phlegmy all of a sudden. Jesus. Okay, so the helmet, because the helmets are recessed, I have not found a good way to paint them and not screw them up yet. So like they are guaranteed to require going back and clean up, in my opinion. Especially trying to get their little frowny faces. So there he is, ready for cleanup. Gonna go in the pile. And we'll grab another one and probably knock him out, and then we will maybe we'll go back and do cleanup on one of them. Maybe try to do them in like maybe like 2 batches of 3 or 4. Because these guys are going to have some dry time. Because you have to wait for the contrast paint to dry. Contrast paint takes a little bit longer to dry than normal. So, you gotta be a little aware. So yeah, see how rough that looks? Looks super rough, but we'll clean it up and we'll get it looking good. Paint his armpits. If I had thought about it, I probably actually would have primed these guys black and then did all their armor with dry brushing white, if I'm honest. So like if I get any more stormtroopers or whatever in the future, it's probably how I'll do it. Like I'll probably do all the blacks first and then do the whites. Just because a lot of it's recessed, and when everything's white, it's really hard to see where the recesses are. I know some people actually use a wash for that step. When they're doing white things, they'll actually apply a light like black wash to it so they can see some of the definition, the lines and stuff. And then they'll just go back and highlight up their white because they're probably going to do that anyway. Like if you're painting at that level, so. Because man, white prime miniatures they are hard to see sometimes. I guess technically black prime miniatures are too, because sometimes they're just so dark. It's hard to see the details. But yeah, see all the screw up there? We'll get that when we do the cleanup. It is no biggie. My brush is starting to fray a little bit. For like $1 brush though, Hell yeah, this thing's gone through being the main brush for like 30 miniatures or something, so for $1, I'm very happy with that. But you could buy $100 brush and it would last you your whole life. Not with how I treat my brushes, it wouldn't. And brush care is important, but fuck, man, like I'm just not very good at it. I really don't want to spend money on something that I know I'm not going to take good care of, because that just seems stupid. But yeah. There we go, painting his ass as well. Yeah, again, I can't really see the joint there at the knee, although I know there's black there. Just the way it's modeled and, fuck, screw that up. And the pose, it's really hard to say. Alright. Painting little clone troopers, trying to relax. Use that as a challenge, but painting definitely always helps. Go. Alright. 3 dudes, all their black painted in, we're good to go. Let's get some details on them in. And then, yeah. Alright, so we need our white. Oh, this is just matte white from Army Painter. It's the same stuff I dry brushed them with, so. Okay. So let's start cleaning up. So basically, we want to go over any of the lines just really gently. And we want to phase that out into the rest of the model. Because these guys were dry brushed white, they weren't like full painted white. So if when we go back and do this spot checking with full white, it is going to stand out versus their base armor color. And that's fine. But we don't really want like a white stripe just on this guy's fucking knee. So we're going to go back and we're just going to phase it up into the panel. And just blend it in a little bit. And that's not anything particularly fancy. We just, while the paint is still wet, we just want to drag it over a larger surface area. Screw it up there. Just going to get a wet brush and brush that in. There we go. We're good. But yeah, really basic. A little bit of just pulling it up onto the panel of the same paint that we just did the line with. Okay. And we see there's a couple areas that are a little bit dark, like here in the shins and stuff. And we'll do that same kind of just dragging it out from the wet edge down across the panel. Let's get a little bit more lighter color on those panels. So our first stripe, and then just blend it down. You know, think about like taking steps with the paint. You know, and we're tapping up the paint that's already wet, we're just dragging it down the space. Okay. Let's clean up his butt. Same thing. So we don't have the super white lines, or at least we're going to try to reduce them. There we go. And then his shoulders here. And the neck. See, the neck is really screwed up. That's okay. There we go. And then this over here, I'm going to hit that too. There we go. There's like one loose hair on this fucking brush and it's driving me bonkers. There we go. There's that. Are we on camera still? Yeah, we are. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's get rid of that loose hair because it screwed me up. Give me 1 sec. Brush repair. Brush repair. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, so now let's do the neck in the front. Same thing. Just going to do that really bright line and then drag it down. And same thing as well. This time, I can't, like, personally, I have trouble seeing where the line is for the neck armor. So I'm dragging it toward the edge and not down from the edge like I did with the other pieces. But it's going to continue that on every surface. Basically, we're just repainting these surfaces. But like if there was a bright color under this, it would not be covering very well. Just because we're doing it nice and gentle. And then phase it out through the armor. Here on the wrist, then phase it out through the armor. Here in the shoulder, just phase that up for the arm. Back of the shoulder here. Okay. Alright, back of the helmet. And then back of the shoulder, same thing. Alright. Now we gotta do the hard part, which is the helmet. So I know I overpainted the top here. So again, we're gonna do our stripe and then phase it out just by pulling it up a little bit. Try to get those lines a little tighter. Try to prevent any white, like super bright white streaks. We know it's gonna be a little bit brighter, but that's okay. Alright, so here we go. Here in the face as well. So our goal here is to tighten up the lines there and then just pull it down. So painting the initial black on the face, I actually would probably should make myself a more liquid like medium paint and use that for the initial black, and just sort of dab it into the holes like you're going to see me do using a wash later. And just sort of use the paint's own viscosity and flow to cover the area versus like globbing paint in like I have been doing. Too much there as well. It's probably the better way to do it, but that is not how I have been doing it, so maybe if I get some more clone troopers, I'll try that method out instead and see how it goes. So yeah, so there he is. The lines on his face all tightened up. Looking pretty good. This one's still a little wonky because I overpainted it a little bit with the white, but it's okay. But yeah, looking pretty good. All his lines there are tightened up. We're not going to worry about painting the gun yet. We'll do that after he has his contrast paint on him. So let's tidy up the lines on the other two white stormtroopers, or let's tidy up the lines on. Kind of want to finish one stormtrooper on the stream. So let's actually push this off to the side, and we'll do the contrast paint on him. The guy we just tidied up. Let me mix it up. We'll do his contrast paint, and then he can dry while I tidy up the lines on another stormtrooper. So. Alright, should be good. Get my contrast paint brush out. There we go. Because I do kind of want to finish one guy 100%. So that's part for my Slanesh, because I'm working my Slaneshi demons, because the Tyranids drive me bonkers. And then we'll start. So this is Apothecary White. It is actually a gray paint. Which, I mean, is fair. If you want to do definition in white, gray is a good way to do it without darkening it down too much. So, I'm putting this gray over the white. And then in areas where we feel like there's too much, we're going to go back and we're going to pull it out with the brush. And there will probably be those areas. There will probably be areas where it's like, oh, this piece is too gray or whatever. And we can go back and we can actually hit that with a white highlight afterward if we wanted, and sort of phase it in like I was the other paint. But, you know, I don't think it's going to be that strong as long as we apply it in little pieces and little bits as we go. So, like, if I was to, like, load up this brush and smash it on here, he would be super gray. But we're going to avoid doing that. We're going to just try to get a little bit there. Make sure not too much of it is in any particular area. And if we're really concerned, we can actually watch it as it dries a little bit and try to help prevent pooling. I'm not going to be that concerned. Because I don't, you know, a little bit of gray I think just adds some definition to the armor. It's not like super crazy bad in my opinion. So. Then we need to figure out what color these guys are going to be. So, my other unit is yellow, which I believe is like the 501st Clone Trooper unit. And now, I think I want these guys to be blue. I think that I want them to be like a rich blue. So all their markings are going to be sort of very, I don't know. Like not pastel, because the colors I used for the droids and their markings, I used sort of a brighter blue and a brighter red, because I think it helps stand out against their bone armor color that they have. But I think I want these guys to be a little more like rich, a little more muted colors. Because I like the markings on Clone Trooper armor. I think they're very cool, but I don't want them to be like candy looking. So okay, so God, I was off the cam for most of that. Oh, the worst. Okay, so that's our Clone Trooper with our contrast paint on. It is just going to add a little bit of definition. It's not going to add a lot of color, which is what we want it to do. So we're going to set him aside, and then we're going to clean up another Clone Troopers white, because we still got some of that white on our palette. Move these other guys that are probably not going to get painted on the stream. Alright, let's see. Running guy, shooting guy. We'll do shooting guy. There we go. Okay. Same thing. Just cleaning it up and then dragging it to phase it in. Go. So, no crazy painting techniques on these guys, just all normal, simple stuff of just paint the freaking model. I will say the contrast paints are awesome when you start thinking of using them as things like this, where they are basically a gray wash. But you know, conceptually they break down a little when they're used for other things. When they're used as like the primary painting method, but as support paint, they are like unparalleled. Just so great. But as primary paint, they got their trumps. There we go. All right. Cool. We're still on camera. All right. There we go. I use this laptop quite a bit, so I'm constantly moving my streaming setup around. Every time I move it, it means I need to refigure out where is on camera and where's not. Also, because I stream games and stuff on Sunday, so when I'm doing that, I have to break down and change everything. You're behind me. You can see that's the table I stream games from. It's not quite big enough for a incursion level mat, but it's close enough. There's only a couple inches on one side that hang over, and it's good enough for playing by myself, forever alone mode. You know, like if people were to come over and play or something, I would go play in the kitchen, where I have a full dining room size table and I could host a big game. But just up here by myself, that's more than big enough. That for something like Warcry, it's actually double the size of a Warcry game, so I could even host Warcry up here. So yeah, one of the important things about just doing these lines is also just being gentle, you know, 'cause we want the line to be defined. We don't want to press so hard that we're going to get the inside part and what it's actually lining. You know, like these chins in here, like actually getting that line is you have to be very gentle with the brush. Go. Now, technically, they're like a catfish mouth frown thing. It's technically supposed to be silver because that is the filter of the mask. But I mean, I'm more than happy just to keep it as black, keep it as one continuous shape. There we go. I'm gonna touch up this cheek here. Okay. There we go. Hit that because I just saw it. All right. Let's look at our trooper from before. He's looking pretty good. Looking pretty smart. If I didn't want to do other markings on him, I'd just paint his gun at this point and call it done. But I do, so he's going to go off to the side again. I'm going to do this guy's contrast paint. The guy we just did the white touch-up on. He's ready for contrast. Wait, this is the wrong brush for contrast. I do like to use a little bit of a brush with a thicker well to it. It also doesn't have to have an amazing point for this kind of like pseudo wash work. I do want it to be able to hold a little paint, even if not a ton. So there we go. Some definition down in his crotch. Here on the legs, knee pads. It's just adding some more color variation to the white. Trying to get some highlights and some lowlights in there. Because white is an ugly pain in the ass color to paint. It's a little bit of a cheat. Okay. Now you actually can get gray washes. I know Vallejo makes one. I don't have any, and this contrast paint, to be completely honest, works just as well, as long as you don't do it heavily and don't mind a little bit of gray on the model. That's fine. I think it always looks more interesting when there's some variation in tone. It's one of the reasons I like to use like pretty heavy washes on all my models. You know, one, lots of Warhammer stuff should be grimy. Like if a Warhammer thing is pristine, I'm like, what is this? No, it should look like it just rolled out of a dumpster from 4,000 years ago, kind of thing. You know, I think that looks cooler and fits the setting a little better. So I always like to use the heavy washes there, and they also add some nice color variation without having to go super overboard with actual painting techniques. There we go. We'll start at the back of the helmet. Again, the back of the helmet actually has some detail. We could be painting silver as well. There's like a slot in the very back for like electronics. But honestly, I feel like if I do, it's going to draw the eye too much. So I'm not going to paint that detail in. I'm just going to let it be. Okay, and there he goes. Was I off fucking camera again? Motherfucker. So Clone Trooper number 2, all done already. So let's figure out what we're going to do to Clone Trooper number 1. Let's pick some blues. Or should he be red? I think Commander Rex is blue. So we'll do him in blue. Alright, let's find some blues. See what we got. We got Void Shield Blue. It's a color I use for the clones. I'm not using that. Have Hydra Turquoise. I have PTSD from this color from painting the Tyranids. Not using that. Toxic Mist is one of the best colors that exists, but it's not good for this. Let's see what else we got. We have Troglodyte Blue. That's too light. Let's see. Ultramarine Blue is not bad. Wolf Gray is too gray. I apparently have 2 copies of Wolf Gray. Wizard Orb. That's a cool color, but not for this. Deep Blue. That's actually a really good color. Viking Blue. I also really like that color. Let's see what else do I got over here. We have Electric Blue. Alright. Those 2 are nopes. These ones are all nopes. Even though they might be some good colors, they're not what I want. So let's see. What are you? What are you? What are you? You're Crystal Blue. Ooh. Alright, Viking Blue is too blue. You can go away. So Crystal Blue or Deep Blue. Now Deep Blue is closer to the yellow I used, because I used Avalanche Sunset, which is more of like a muter rustic yellow. It looks a little bright on camera, but it's actually kind of like a little bit more of a gold. Let's try Crystal Blue. Let's see what it looks like. See what she looks like, and we'll go from there. Alright. Yeah, it's a good blow. Alright. So let's see. What kind of marking should we do on this guy? I'm thinking one of the shoulder pads, for sure. So we'll paint his shoulder pad here. Let's actually do yeah, let's do the elbow too. And then we'll do a line down this. And then we'll do a line down this. Like that. There we go. Alright, so he has like one blue arm now. Let's, we could do like the top of the helmet in blue. Maybe. I don't know. I kind of don't know if I want colors on this guy's helmet. Let's do something on his boots. Let's do this because I like painting this detail. I think this detail's nice. It's a nice little bit of pop color. Right there. And then we'll paint a line down this leg as well. Like that. And we'll have it butt up to the thing. Actually, we'll do that on both legs. On both boots, we'll paint a line. Okay. Like that. So yeah, it's not bad at all. I don't think I want to do anything on this guy's chest. Just because it's a pain on painting some of these models with their poses. But gives him something with a little bit of color, and he can also, it'll give him something to differentiate him from the other unit. You know, screw it. Let's paint. No, I'm not gonna paint the fit on his helmet. I'm gonna leave it as is. So yeah, there we go. He's got like one blue arm, and he's got some blue details on his boots. So we'll call that good. We'll paint those in on our other buddy. Ooh, you look rough. Alright, we'll paint those same details in here. So painting his knees in. Nice and simple. Paint the line in on the leg. The camera's still good. Line in on this leg. Like that. Alright. And we'll paint in his arm. So yeah, doing markings like this is nice because then if the two different stormtrooper units get near each other in the battlefield, I don't need to like do mental gymnastics to figure out who's in whose group. I can just be like, oh, these are the blue guys, these are the yellow guys. and just use that. And since these units don't really have a lot of they have a lot of customization. The Star Wars Legion stuff does, oh, I want this guy to have a bazooka guy, and I want this one to have a, like a sniper or whatever. There's a ton of customization in them like that. But as far as actual, I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh, as far as unit size customization, oh, this unit is 20 guys. Am I going to make a Commander Cody? I think Commander Cody is actually one of the models you can get. I don't have Commander Cody, but I think he is actually an option. If I remember right, Cody is yellow, right? So Cody's like these guys, I think. Or is Cody blue and Rex is yellow? But I thought Cody was yellow and Rex was blue. And Wolf is gray. I think that's how it is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get both Cody and Rex as options, which is pretty cool. You can also get a bunch of other ARC troopers and make a generic ARC trooper captain if they don't have the one you like, because the Clone Wars cartoon has a bunch of other commanders and stuff, and special forces guys and all, and there's options to pseudo make them with the cards and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cody's yellow. And then Rex, maybe Rex is red? There's a yellow one, a blue one, a red one, and a gray one. I know the gray one is Wolf. And I'm pretty sure Cody is yellow. And I'm pretty sure Rex is blue. I don't remember who the hell the red one is. But yeah, I have a yellow unit and a red unit. Or yellow unit and a blue unit. And with my droids, I have a blue unit and a red unit. Let me actually show those off. So, these are the two droid units. So, one is red like this, and then one is yellow like this. Or, what the, man. Alright, one is blue like this, and one is red like this. So I'm pretty sure that blue is supposed to be some kind of fancy support unit, like mortar teams and stuff, and then red is, I believe, is security. But yeah, that's them. And the special weapons guys, they get different paint from the standard troopers, and then the captain gets different paint again. So, if you look at both of these guys, you can see the commander's got a shoulder pad, an extra shoulder pad painted, his elbows painted, and the cheeks on his helmet are painted. But besides that, they're the same. And then the special weapon guys, they have both shoulders painted. So. Yeah. Alright, so let's paint these two guys' guns in, and then we can call them done. And we will have accomplished 2 guys today at least. And maybe we'll look at the droideka with the last 10 minutes we've got. Because I have 1 droideka left to paint as well. I'm really not sure how I'm going to base these guys yet. Half of me wants to do them on Tatooine bases. Then the other half of me wants to do Geonosis bases. And then the other half of me, which is 150% of me apparently, wants to do Felucia bases. So I kind of want to do like really crazy colors and plants and stuff, because I always thought Felucia was a really cool setting. Just like crazy mushroom jungle planet. Go. And there he goes. All painted up. Ready to rock. Yeah, I think the blue one is Rex, who's like one of the ARC Troopers commander guys, and Cody's the guy from the live action movies. He's also in the Clone Wars cartoon, but like he's the guy that chooses to fire on Obi-Wan, I believe. And when he blows up Obi-Wan's like poor lizard thing in episode 3. Which sadly, that cool lizard thing is not a unit in this game. Neither is General Grievous's like cool rolly wheel bike. Which is kind of lame. There's some cool units though. The super battle droids are cool. You can get some like droid commandos from the cartoon and pretty cool stuff. Yeah, so there's another rifle all done. Now let's work on our droideka. So I wanted to do something a little different with the droideka, and with all my droids. I actually want them to like be the same base colors. You know, this like tan sort of dark bone color. I wanted that to be this color for all my droids. Because I'm really not a big fan how the droids are like color coded as villains. That's just like a TV trope, and I'm not a big fan of it. So I wanted to sort of like move away from that if I could. So this guy's like base limbs and stuff, instead of being entirely gunmetal, because really his whole body is supposed to be gunmetal, his whole like lower body. So instead of making that entirely gunmetal, I decided I would paint it the same way I did the battle droids, so that he would fit with them a little bit better when he was standing with them and wouldn't stand out so much. I did decide to keep the bronze shell, kind of the like dark iron kind of color that he has, because I just feel like it's, I don't know, it's a little iconic for the design, and I did want them to be immediately recognizable as droidekas, even if I chose to stray a little bit from the colors. Yeah, droidekas. Go. So painting them very much how I painted the battle droids. Or I'm painting the inside parts of all the like the movement gears and stuff like that, and anything that I see as like being like a moving piece, trying to paint that. Because those pieces to me would, they would probably retain metal color. I don't see them being like anything else realistically. And we'll also break out, we'll be breaking out red for the lenses. Don't know if I'll have time to do that today, but, and then silver for the eyes. So, yeah, these guys won't be perfectly movie accurate, but that's okay, because they're my droidekas. And they can be whatever color I want them to be. That is the power of modeling. If I want to roll up on the battlefield with 40 pink droidekas, I can totally do that. You know. So. It'd be awesome if Grievous is a unit. You mean like that? General Kenobi. Yeah, so Grievous is a unit. Grievous is actually the commander of the droids. Or one of the commanders of the droids. He's the commander I have. He's the one that comes in the box. You can get other droid commanders like Cad Bane and some other cool stuff. But he's the one I got. Like if you want Dooku, you can get Dooku. And if you want to play Empire, you can get like Bosk or Boba Fett. Weird options that aren't in here are Ahsoka. But you can get Padme. You can get the fuck is his name? Anakin. Obi-Wan, who I have from the box. You can get Rex. I believe you can get Cody. So you can get a lot of the named characters, just not all of them. I was really sad when Dirge was not a unit, because I'm a big fan of Dirge, and I thought that would have been super cool. Or Asajj Ventress. Also, sadly, not a unit. And I'm like, how the hell do you have Clone Wars and don't have Asajj Ventress? Like, what the fuck? Like, you need to have Asajj Ventress. But she's not an option. You can get some other cool droid units though. You can get droid commandos. You can get the really big droid like hover tank from Episode 1. That thing's really cool. There's some cool stuff you can get. I want to try it out, play a game, and see if I want to pick anything else up. Because, you know, all this stuff just came in the starter box, so. You know, I don't really intend to build like a giant army or anything like that, like I have with 40K. It's just more sort of something to break up what I was already working on, and get my mind thinking about other stuff, and just because I was on a kick, a Star Wars kick after watching Mandalorian. I was just kind of in the Star Wars mood. So. There we go. Alright. Those details filled in. And that one filled in, and then we'll get these guys painted in here. Painted as well. We'll paint the inside guys over here on this side now. Okay. Alright, now let's get this part painted here. And then we'll check the other droid to cook, because I want to make sure they're the same. The Droidicas also come with these cute little ball forms as well. So that's pretty rad. So they're pretty cute. Alright, so did I miss anything? I missed painting the silver. Oh, I want to paint the backs of this guy's thing. And then that appears to be it. And everything else appears to be the same. So let's paint the backs here. Because I want the backs to differentiate from the front. I only want the front to be silver. Paint this here. Go. Okay, and that's all painted down in there. Let's actually paint this detail here. Nice. Okay. And then we'll fill that detail in on this guy. So they're the same. Just like that. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Now we need to bring out the silver for him. What time are we looking at? Because I might have to call it. Yeah, we're over our time. Alright, we just have to do silver and red. We'll finish him up. Why not? We'll go a little bit longer and we'll finish him up. And then we will have done one whole Droidica and 2 clones. From start to finish. Alright, so we want to paint the receptors around the eyes silver. Because we want to draw more attention to them versus the rest of the gunmetal. Are we on camera? Yeah, we're good. There we go. Get those painted. Get this one painted too. Nice and quick. Make sure the other side is good. There we go. And we want to paint the barrels on his rifles. So this is silver versus gunmetal, so it's not super different. But it is a slight difference in tone, so it will be noticeable to someone when they look at the model. Just not like by a crazy amount. It's not painting like white and black kind of thing. The contrast is not that different. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we're going to do the inside of the reactor shield pits here. So I like those to stand out because I think they're cool. I'm going to do this one over here. There we go. Touch up the tops and bottoms with silver just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Nice. Alright. That's the silver done. I actually have 2 tones left. We have Elemental Bolt, because I wanted his like gun reactors to be a different color. And then we have red for his eyes. Again, this is differentiating from the normal Droidica, who doesn't have like different colored energy tubes and stuff. But I think it looks cool, so that is how I am painting my Droidicas. Okay. So yeah, I don't want to paint this on super heavy again. You know, I want this to be really light, because then we'll still grab the difference in color down on the inner bits, and then we're not going to have to hit this with a wash to get those details out, as long as we do it lightly. Like if we were to do this really heavy, we'd have to hit it with wash again, but nope. We're going to do our best to do super light. We're going to screw up in some parts, but it should be pretty good overall. There we go. Hit that. Okay. Alright, that's the energy done for his energy cables for his blasteries. Blasteries, they're like blaster ovaries. I don't know. And then we gotta do his eyes. There we go. Alright, so now we have 2 completed battle droids. They roll into combat. So yeah, pretty cool. So we got them done. Well, we got one of them done. And we got these 2 clone troopers painted today as well. Just 2 standard blaster rifle clone troopers. Ready to rock with their blues. Looking good. So that's what we got done on stream today. 3 minis painted. And we probably won't be painting any more of the Star Wars stuff on stream, because I do want to get it painted for hopefully having a game this weekend. So that means I will be painting the Spark Speeder off stream. And he is fully magnetized as well. So you can see I cut the trooper in half and glued a little magnet there. And then this side has a magnet too. Because there's a different trooper with like a rocket launcher that can go there. And then the sidecar is totally magnetized as well. So I'll be painting him off stream. I'll be painting General Grievous off stream. I chose kind of a more like vulture-y pose for Grievous because I thought it was fun. This model is actually super cool. Comes with a lot of options and different posing and stuff. It's really, really cool model. I'll be painting him off stream. I'll be painting the last 5 stormtroopers, clone troopers off stream as well, including this guy that we saw at the beginning of this stream. And then I'll be painting the man, the myth, the legend, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Probably trying to figure out how to get him a better lightsaber because the one he has is shit. And yeah, that's what I'll be doing off stream. And hopefully everything will be ready and good to go, ready to rock on Sunday. And I can get a game of this in, and that will be awesome. And we will try out Star Wars Legion, see how she is, see if she is as fun as it looks in all the Let's Plays, and it'll be good. Yeah, let me see what else. So they're going to get painted up this week. Going to hopefully be playing Star Wars Legion on Sunday. So that means next Wednesday will either be Tyranids, and hopefully I'll figure this shit out and stop being stupid, or it'll be Slaanesh models, and we'll do some Slaanesh guys. I'm actually working on customizing my big Slaaneshi demon now, my Slaaneshi greater demon. So she'll be ready to rock hopefully soon. Anyway, that's it for me. I got to get back to work. This was nice and refreshing. A little bit of paint break to sort of get your brain out of wherever it was. And yeah, it was good. If you watched, thank you for watching, and hope you guys have a good day. See ya.